Welcome to the world's friendliest digital advertising and marketing news show. We say friendliest because if you're an expert marketer, this might be a little below you. If you're a new person to marketing or a business owner or whatever you might be, this is probably right for you. And if you're a snob from another agency, well, this is what we do. We don't we don't actually work here. Yes, welcome to the show. I'm Drew Hall, and with me, I'm the creative director of Craft Show Digital, by the way, and with me is the president, El Presidente.
El Presidente.
I was going to make a political joke, but can't do that these days. Morgan Scott of Morgan Scott Paper Company.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Morgan.
Thank you.
Try not to look at yourself. You vanity.
I don't like to look at myself. It's not fun.
Anyway, this is the first episode, so if you are wondering what this is, it is going to be a podcast that has news about digital advertising and marketing. That's why it's called DAM. But in reality, what we wanted to do was share information as we get it to maybe help you. It's not a sales pitch. We're not going to sales pitch, but if you'd like to hire us, you can. But we're not going to sales pitch anything. We are just going to be straightforward and transparent and just tell you stuff. So we're going to start with the thing that we get the most, and that is frequently asked questions. We get quite a few of those. And the first one that we get constantly. Now, this was inspired by me sitting at the Thanksgiving dinner table, and people said, what is digital marketing? Well, okay, I wish I had little cue cards, but the question is, what exactly is digital marketing and digital advertising, and is it just those annoying pop-ups? Well, one part of the answer that you're not going to like is yes. That's confusing, just like digital advertising, but digital marketing advertising is any sort of advertising that uses the internet to deliver promotional messages to a prospective client or a potential customer for you. I say it's internet driven because there is a way for it to be analog, which would be one of those fancy QR codes. I don't know if you've ever seen one. That technically is going to send you to a digital ad, although it's printed. Sounds confusing because it is. The reality of it is it's basically any ad on the internet that gets to you. But understand, the internet goes far beyond that just of your computer. Think about your television. If your TV is connected to the internet, then guess what? Your TV can serve you ads in a very specific way. We'll talk about that later when we talk about OTT, whole separate thing. So is digital advertising annoying pop-ups? Yes, because that is part of it. So digital ad formats will pretty much always include text, which could be like a social media post or a display ad. They could be, or a text-based ad. They could be a display ad, which is those annoying pop-ups that you hate so much. We don't even like them either. Nobody likes them. Somebody somewhere does. Not us, though. And then there's video. Video is our preferred method. It's our favorite method. Why? Because you get two things at once. You get the message through sound and you get the message through video. And I happen to have a background in filmmaking, so yes, I'm a big fan of it. But we also know that it converts better. Again, we'll get to that later. We don't want to overwhelm you with anything. So ads can appear in a variety of places. That would be like your web browser side of things, annoying pop-ups. We know. I've said it 4 times now. Social media posts. It could be in blogs, or it could be most likely where you've seen them is in apps like Facebook, Instagram, and your favorite doom scrolling device, TikTok. There you go. That's digital advertising. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's straightforward. We deal with the other part of it. Now, I'm going to throw over to Morgan and let her answer this question. She'll read it for you, just like we have cue cards here, imaginary cue cards. Go, Morgan.
So another question that people ask a lot of times is, what's the difference between digital advertising and regular traditional advertising? I'll answer it first for just a couple of notes. Main things are accuracy, real-time monitoring, better control over your ad campaign performance, flexible budgeting, and measurable results. And meaning like digital advertising is changing all the time. However, the fact that you can get accuracy from the data because it's connected. So us being able to show you the measurable results, also the accuracy of where it's going and how it's performing. That goes along with the real-time monitoring because we're able to monitor it, and if it needs to be changed, it can very quickly. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do that. Having the control over the ad campaign, because you're able to monitor it, you're able to see in real time what's happening with it, and also being able to set budgets for your needs. Sometimes the budget needs to be higher because something is performing well, or you see something that's not performing well, so you take it and put it elsewhere. I come from a background of radio, and so in that advertising, yes, it can work, but you do not see the ROI. You cannot prove it. The only way to do that is to ask, how's your business doing? And you cannot prove that it came from the radio ad itself. That goes for same as television and print and things of that nature. So those are huge differences. Digital obviously works better because we can prove that it works better because we show those results.
There you go. And the one thing about that we talk about a good bit is it gets into why you should even bother with it. So a lot of times people are satisfied with TV because that's what they know. And then the next question is digital advertising really worth the money? Well, just consider the idea that there are 5.5 billion internet users worldwide. Now, you may not be marketing to the world, so that's fine. But a fraction of those individuals are in your market, and I guarantee you we can help you find it, not just us. Any digital marketer can help you find that, right? And the reason that we find it to be important is we've come across lots of businesses, or I've seen other businesses, or I've had friends' businesses who are not present online. So they've never bothered to have a website. It sounds kind of crazy in this day and age, and it's okay if you don't. But consider the idea that that is a permanent 24/7 salesperson that works basically for free. Websites are pretty cheap. Don't get fleeced by other competitors. I mean, not just us, but other people. Point being is that it's basically someone working for you 24/7, and they can help you get your brand out there, expose your brand to potentially new customers, remind old customers that you're still around. Maybe they need a call back if you're selling a certain item, or they need that second divorce, whatever it may be. They can help you with that because it puts you in their mind. So we call that brand awareness. So the big thing about digital advertising is it is a fast gateway to brand awareness. And what is brand awareness? Brand awareness is putting your business in someone's mind so that when they need you, bloop, you pop in first. The example I give a lot is in the South, we all say everything's Coke. Right? Everything's Coke. I'll have a Pepsi Coke, basically, is what you're saying. But you'll ask for a Coke. And when someone says Pepsi, you're like, I'll just have a Sprite. It's really odd, but Coke is the word that we say instead of soda. That's brand recognition. For us, the brand awareness is soda equals Coke. I don't know why. That's just what we do in the South. Morgan, what you got for us there?
So this question is, can digital advertising actually help my business make more money? And how? Well, digital advertising can significantly boost a business's revenue by increasing what Drew just talked about, brand awareness. Also reaching the right audience at the right time, because you can be very specific in where you put things when it comes to digital advertising, and also being able to drive the sales and the conversions as to also being able to put them where you want them to go. So yes, it absolutely can help you make more money, and we can show you that because we have the data for it, and we just told you how as well.
I got to flip the buttons. So it's interesting that in that previous question, we brought up the word conversions. And one of the things that we found is there's some confusing terms if you haven't heard them. And I don't want to trash anybody, but I'm going to a little bit. I don't want to trash anybody, but you're going to hear the word impressions a lot, and you're going to hear the word conversions a lot. And I'm going to do my best to explain them as simple as possible. An ad impression is simply the number of times an ad is displayed on screen, heard on the radio, or, quote, read. Or if it's a billboard, it's literally the estimated number of cars that drive by the billboard, whether they're looking or not, because ideally they should be looking at the road. And I'm a fan of billboards, not hating on them. I'm just saying, consider the idea of what an impression is. That's an impression. So what is a conversion? A conversion is after someone's seen that ad, they take an action. And typically want that action to be a phone call, a click to a website. If you've been shopping on Instagram or TikTok, which I know you have, you've swiped up before and been like, oh, that's really cool. I'm about to purchase it. It may even be one of those where it's like 2 a.m., you woke up. You don't even know why you bought this weird widget thing, whatever it might be, but you did because you swiped up and it was easy to buy. That was a conversion in order to get that to get that sale, basically, is how it works. We, on the other hand, like impressions. We also like conversions, but the thing that we really prefer, and I think this is a pro tip for you to use if you start talking to any other advertiser out there, whether they're digital or television, traditional, radio, billboard, whatever, what we like to ask about is the click-through rate, which is impossible for radio, television, and billboards because there is no click-through rate for traditional media. And a click-through rate means the number of times, it's a percentage of the number of people that clicked on your ad and then took the action. So the conversion is great for us to understand how many people took a conversion, very important, but that click-through rate gives us the advantage to understand what's the average and then what's the blow it out of the market. So let's say your average click-through rate for your industry is, let's say you're in healthcare and your average is 5.26%. That's the number of people out of all the impressions you get, 5.26% of those people will click on your ad. So if we were doing something for you or any other advertiser was doing something for you and they brought you anything above 5.26%, that means your click-through rate is performing pretty well. Often you want to look for a 2 or 3x. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, but you want to see a 2 or 3x, which means you want a 10 to 15%. If you land that side of it, you're doing pretty good. Morgan? I didn't flip the script. Is that the last one? I did it. That was it. That's it. That's
you
wow.
You can go to me because I was sitting there even thinking like,
No, we'll go to you.
No. We're totally good. You do this way more often than what I do. So
well, we answered all the questions. So we broke it down. We're trying to keep it fast and fluid, and I thought there was going to be more. I was having fun. I like to talk. I like to move my hands when I talk.
I was gonna say yes.
Morgan likes to tell a story that she'll slide away from me. I have to have appropriate distance. If you notice, my hand can't quite reach her because when I talk, I will often
next
do this.
time during meetings, I have to inch over so I don't get hit in the face.
Yeah, so that's it for the first episode of Hot Damn, your digital advertising and marketing news show, the friendliest, by the way, you've ever met. We just wanted to share some stuff with you. Look for another episode. I'm going to drag all my employees onto the show. It's going to be a delight. They're actually technically her employees, but I like to say it, so I feel cool about my creative department.
You're so full of it.
And that's going to do it. I'm going to cut the streams, Ray. Goodbye.